Okay. So this is going to be a constellation on standing in our own value. We had a very nice connection with everyone sharing how their internal value and how their perceived value, like how other perceive them, is not necessarily aligned. And we were talking about all kind of scenarios, how, for example, women are making less than men, or if you have a special profession or title that is suddenly like valued much more than someone maybe selling you joy or selling I was sharing selling grief, because that's what you're supposed to feel when somebody dies. You are supposed to cry, and that is going to protect your health. And it's not easy, for example, to find necessarily the remedy that will help you step into the crying and surrendering to the process. So if I give you that kind of remedy that makes you cry, how much value would you put on that? Are you aware, that that's what it will take to be healthy, right? So now, how much value do we put on our services, like knowing how much it took us to be where we are at? Like for some of us, light workers, healers, it's been lifetimes of training and experience and experiencing all kind of different suffering, so we can help people who go through that. And then, yes, it's also at the same time divine energy that we are channeling. Like, should we be charging for that? So then, if we don't, like, should we have right to live in a house and be able to pay our bills and also eat and sometimes have a vacation and rest, or should we not? And then, just because something appears easy, like you can do it in minutes, like there are some energy healers or some, professionals or technical help, people who know how to find a solution in minutes that would take other person hours, days, months, right? They have the solution like this. So just because it comes easy to them like that, should it be valued less? Okay, let's start looking at that. And then, how about when you offer free service? Is it now not valuable, because you gave it for free, even though it's the same kind of expertise, is also the value of your caring and knowing that you can help this person. But what is this clash of energies, and why is it sometimes so difficult to stand in the value and be recognized by others, and also like hearing from others, like, here, I give you even a little bit more because this was amazing, instead of, this was amazing, can we do it cheaper because I think my people cannot afford it? So all those things, we're going to try to put them in one big group, collective.
I just wanted to add one thing here, Klara. We are talking of healers. You're very right. There are the lifetimes and lifetimes of self work, inner work, which takes a healer to that level. So you're very right. it could take 1 hour for somebody to heal somebody, and there are gurus, and there are masters who can just touch a person and it just happens in one moment,
Yes.
because the level of conscious high vibrational energy in them is at that level, but they have done all those lifetimes of work. So
Yes.
it's
And
it's
then
it's very valuable to understand.
should we give them money for that because they call themselves a guru? And I don't know if it's true that they can touch me and things change, right? So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then who says that, someone who is in technical job, or some what we call old paradigm job, like who says that they didn't have many lifetimes and didn't learn and don't serve in the best way they can. Like, I would hate it if there was no market and I couldn't buy my food. I would hate that. So who says that they are something less than someone who called themselves healer or called themselves whatever, something else, right? Or president.
Yeah, it's
President.
it's it's a way of exchange. It's a way of exchange. That's how the traditional barter system also started, right? I mean, before money and before currency, we had barter systems. I mean, you give me milk and I will give you fruits.
Yeah, it's just like that. And then also, just the value of life. That's why I was sharing the story about the boy. People look at the money that they have to spend raising him, and they're like ping-ponging him between mother and father. Like, you take care of him. No, you take care of him. No, you made a child in one night stand. No, well, you were there too, and just back and forth. And then the child feels like, okay, I have no value, no worth, and I cannot trust anyone that they appreciate that I'm even alive if my own parents don't.
This is so important what you're saying, because you're talking of the child here, and the immediate thought and the immediate visualization which came to me was, what about the energy which is being exchanged? Like, you are sharing that energy, you're sharing that skill set. So the skill, if that is considered an energy, that might be thinking, what value am I of? They are giving me value, they are taking my value off.
Yeah. And the child is not being seen. The child is not being seen and is not being appreciated. The gift that this child really represents, and that's the divine gift again. Like, let's not forget, like, it's not just the parents that created this child. Like, come on. There's more to this. So this divine gift is not appreciated to begin with, right? And children are being put, through the system, through schooling, no matter like who they are, what their needs are. You go to the same school. All of you go to the same school. You just start becoming part of the machine, disregarding your real needs and your gifts. What if the gift of the child is not something that the school even knows how to support? So, and then they spend so many years there being evaluated on things that they suck at. Like, I have two left hands, I say sometimes. When I was in 7th grade, we had woodwork, cooking, and sewing. And I'm very good at cooking, I'm very good at woodwork, and I totally sucked at sewing. And because of that, I had, I think, straight A's and one, I think, C or D in sewing. And because of that, now I was, almost not, like, I had to do special exam to actually go to high school, which was like too academic, right? So my dad was making fun when I had to choose, like, between, okay, go to high school or go to learn some handwork, right? More like a blue collar education. So he was making fun that I will be laying bricks. So that's what he chose for me, to be a builder, to lay roofs, if I don't make it into high school, right? but it always stayed with me. It's just like, I'm stupid. So here, so here's a kid that has like academic, like excellent grades, but because of not like being able to sue, I may have ended up doing handwork, which I sucked at. Like, just think about that, you know?
It's all about expectations, over expectations. You have to be good at everything.
Oh my god! So think about it, and then you spent maybe like years doing all this, like following the system, and maybe your real gift was not really being nurtured and developed at all. So you can end up feeling you suck at everything, and then you finally start like developing your gift, but no one else has the gift, and it's not really valued because there's no comparison to it, right? So okay, let's start putting this together. It's amazing how much is coming out about that. So let me switch the camera. Can someone help me, come up with all the parts? So I believe, so we will have us, right? Us as, well, I see as, no matter like what we do, if we are in technical help, if we are in hand working blue collar work, if we are business owners, just because you show up here, I know that you're someone who is devoted to raising your consciousness and to your personal growth. So let's say like the conscious us, okay? So the us that are developing our consciousness with devotion or with commitment. So that will be one person. So many of us do want to have our own business, so it can be aligned with our values and with our soul's desires. And so maybe that needs to be part of it as well, right? Our soul's business, or I don't know how she called it here. So yeah, the business with our soul's desire. So business of our soul's desire. Okay. And then the internal value that we feel about this gift, and how much it took us to be at this aligned and aligned place where we are allowing the divine gift to come out, and we are also skillfully helping people with that, so we have results with that, right? So what is the value, the internal value that we know this is worth, right? Internal value we give to that of our service, right? So many of us do the work and then have to rest afterwards. So it's part of the service. So yeah. So how much should that be valued, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual aspect of any service. And I think the service also needs to be a component here, because service, I feel, represents energy here in some way.
So like the product or service. Okay. Yes. And some people, don't necessarily service humanity with their job. They service just showing up, when people need help. They service by listening to someone when they need someone to listen to them, or giving a good advice, or cheering up someone. That's also service, right? And so, how is that value? Should they be paid for it? just playing with that. I'm not putting that in, okay, but just want to put it into the field.
Yeah, any kind of skill set or anything. For example, if Bob doctor comes and tells you, okay, this is a way you manifest, and tomorrow you're going to get
Yeah.
in this many $1 million. Like, we had Ben speaking yesterday. So
Yes.
he has placed himself at a certain value because of the
Yes.
Ben and Jen, right? So they have placed themselves at a certain value because of the end result, which so many
Exactly.
traumatized couples, they kind of get
Exactly.
value out of.
So there are people who make a business out of, like, there are this all kind of like new businesses now coming up where people are stepping into that. Where I saw a business, for example, someone just hugging. I think it's like a cuddle service. So if you don't
Yeah,
get
free
hugged,
hug,
yeah,
free
free.
hugs every day.
Well, free hugs, no, but there are actually people who do get paid for it. And so, there are people that just go to this person and they hug them for like an hour, and you pay like
Oh,
$60, $80, and so then people could go
oh.
like, well, that's, like, I could hug someone and tell them, give me $80, that's kind of like crazy. But if this is
Hmm.
how this person is giving love, and this is what they are best at, and there is nobody else who gives you hugs, why shouldn't this person be paid for it? If that's what they, how they want to spend their time, they still have to have right to live, right? And right to, after their service, hugging someone, they should be able to go and get lunch, right? Get some.
Perhaps, perhaps it's all about the like in economics we say a demand and supply. So for any person, if a particular thing is less than less than supply, maybe it's love, maybe it's that energy, maybe it's that skill set, maybe whatever it is, time or whatsoever it is,
Supply
that
and
thing
demand.
becomes more valuable.
Okay, supply and demand maybe could go in there. What do you guys think about supply and demand, Arina?
Well, I was gonna say something else. Something that is coming up for me, it's trust. And one aspect of it is trusting, even when I say no, I trust that the right person will come and they will pay the price that I'm
Yes.
asking for.
Trusting. So that comes with the perceived internal value and trust.
Kind of in the right unfolding of the things in some way,
Yes.
in
Yes.
this in life supporting me also.
Trust in life, yeah. Trust in life supporting you, yeah.
And you were mentioning also about you mentioned about the community and the tribe, which is aligned with me and is looking for me. So um,
The soul clients, right? The
yes,
soul,
exactly.
yeah, the soul clients. And then of course we want money because we thought like, okay, if it's a divine gift, like, should we charge money for that? Well, can you tell the farmer, can you just feed me because it was a divine gift to you, right? Can you tell the store owner, that was a divine gift to you too, can you just give me the food for free? we kind of don't question that, but they listen to their divine gifts, they invested in something to bring, their presence or their contribution out, right? And we do not question that. So what was it again? Money. Okay, I already forgot.
Money, and I wonder if you have put anything about expectations from
The
the
expectations,
society.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, the categorizations, like, oh, like, I need to know, like, right away, like, what is it that you do, right? Like, how important is that? Because that seems to be important, because if people do not know the benefits, did we say benefits, by the way? We said product and service, but the benefits of it, because I started talking about, like, what is a benefit of joy? Because sometimes just like someone, I shared it before, someone gave me a session to activate my joy. Now, what would that session be worth? And I can go, well, it's my divine right to feel joy. How dare you sell joy to me? I should have it naturally. How dare you sell me water? Like, don't you feel like that sometimes about like, how dare you sell me water? Like, shouldn't that be something that is my right to have water? Or to have land to, you know, to go outside. Like, one thing that always baffled me, like when I think it's in Switzerland, like almost like every park had fences around, you know, and I was like, wow, does it mean that you cannot go in the nature anymore because it's not your piece of land? It was just like so constrictive. But I think it was there probably for cows or something, you know, but I took it personally. I felt very offended. I don't have a right to be on the planet because someone fenced it off. Okay, so what was it? I forgot. What was the aspect I was talking about now?
The benefits, I think.
The benefits. Yeah. So people don't know sometimes those benefits. Like when you say perfume, when you call something perfume, and perfume, you think, okay, perfume, so I can get perfume cheaper on Amazon, or there is a Groupon, or if I buy it maybe in China, maybe it's cheaper or whatever, right? So then when someone comes and tells you, well, I make special alchemical perfumes, then you're like, well, it's just a perfume. You don't understand that it's a perfume that is going to change your reality. And in this perfume, there was a lot of channeling and energy alignment, a lot of love and a lot of energy involved. So that if you don't know about those benefits, how do you know? Or and what really went into it? How do you know it's more valuable than the $5 perfume you can get at Safeway, or, you know? So the benefits, then there was this like external expectation, like this categorization and comparison, like the brain goes like right away, like, okay, perfume, I know perfume, I can get perfumes cheaper, I don't want your perfume, right? Or then like right away it goes like, well, that was a pricey perfume, right? So or, oh, you do family healing, so are you kind of like a family therapist? Like, do we all have to be there, you know? Like all kind of like, I already know what you do, like this knowing, okay, what is that? So should I take it like like when we already think that we know, like what expectation or categorization or belief that we know what the service, like, what is it, you guys? Expectations? There's also this expectation how you should be doing it, right? But there's also the belief that I already know who you are, like what you do. Like Arina, you do workshops. Well, I already know how people do workshops. And so there was a lady once and she came, you know, and she did a free workshop at our work. It was nice. You know, so what is that? What is that aspect of? It's not necessarily prejudice, it's the experience.
No, Klara, that's the old, you can just call that one the old paradigm.
Okay. The old paradigm of comparison, judgment, categorization,
of definition,
expectation.
right.
Like not being really present with what is, but thinking, well, like, I already know, jumping to conclusion.
What you guys are doing, and I say you guys because I'm not currently an entrepreneur, you are pioneers of a new age. So, of course, you're bringing in entirely new concepts of service that you're delivering, that the current paradigm on earth has no even language for all the time. So I think this is already 2 hours into your setup.
Yeah, right? And we couldn't even
that,
set it up yet.
Yeah, I think you need to simplify it and just walk through it. And if you
Awesome.
discover something new needs to be added, add, because
So just do the old paradigm as one. And so we all know what it is.
the old paradigm is what you're struggling with, which is the money paradigm, the comparison paradigm, the definitions paradigm. Yeah, I know what perfume is, but they have no idea what Joanne is doing as perfume.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you know, you've got the group represented. You've got some really good elements already, but I think you're getting yourself sucked into this vortex of too many
aspects.
Trying to identify too many aspects.
Very good.
Go into there will be the old paradigm, and then I've already asked for the new paradigm where you pioneers are taking us to, and it will be a new paradigm on I mean, money's going to be a thing of the past. I don't know what the energy exchange will be in
We have
a
bitcoins.
century. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna change. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think, but
so don't even put very good. Don't even put money in there.
Well,
just the old paradigm.
I don't know. There's the current paradigm, and that includes you have to have money in the current paradigm to live. Mm-hmm. It's not. We're not saying it's a bad thing. Mm-hmm. We're just saying, you know, and if depending on how you want to attract customers, because in the current paradigm, you might have to have a slick marketing package. You might have to have these other things. You know, that's who you're trying to attract as customers now. Yes. But then there's also you're bringing in an entirely new world that's coming in through you, and so there has to be that where you're going. So
someone mentioned that was the white piece of
yeah, that was the one. That's what I asked for.
Yes.
So I think you might have enough, and if you just get into the constellation,
more may come.
It might inform you as you go, because I think it's just, it kind of amazes me as I sit back how long this is taking. Now, right. I, of course, am not walking in your shoes. I'm not out there trying to make money as an entrepreneur at this point in my life. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I just offer that because yes. I think if you just get it going, it will inform you.
Okay, let's go. I think it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's so good to have people who are not so involved in those energies. There was a comment here that I didn't see before. Okay, good. Okay, so let's just go into it. So I'm going to switch the camera. So let's do one for our internal value in alignment with what we know our life should be valued at. Our being us and being of service at our highest alignment should be valued at, like this knowing, okay? The internal knowing of the value. So Joanne knows how much it takes to do to prepare her perfume. I know how much it takes to do a constellation, right? But outside, people don't necessarily know it. Arena knows how much energy goes into preparing a workshop that is going to touch several people at once and where everything has to run smoothly, right? So, and then she shows up like for 1 hour, you know, how much should should it be valued? So our internal value, us who know how much it took, you know, also those that now say like, okay, I can shift energy like in seconds. Yes, but how much experience and trainings and putting yourself out did it take so that you can do it like that now? How much, you know, even like just not being able to participate in many things and just like reserving the time for this gift to be born, how much did that take you, you know, and is that part of this value now? Just because you can help someone else like this, you know, and they would need months, it doesn't mean that it only took this. It took you years of learning and being able to be at that level too, right? So internally, or, you know, like we know how much, we know that value. So the color for that, what do you guys, how do you feel about the purple?
Otherwise, turquoise also is coming.
You want the turquoise for that? Internal value? Okay. You can have it. Internal value. Like this little boy that nobody is valuing him, you know, like how much he had to go through being in someone's womb that didn't really want him, maybe, you know, like what's the value that he made it and he's alive and he still like is shining his light, is part of this world, you know. So I would want him to know that value. Okay, so then our product or service, or how we show up in the world. What color do you guys want? I think you like gold often. Gold, anyone? The service, product?
Yeah, any kind of energy could be gold.
Okay. Product, service. Okay, I think I'm putting in maybe like here. And then we have the benefits for others, right? That sometimes is not necessarily seen, and it needs to be often communicated. And this is where the right marketing should come in, is to communicate the benefits. And it shouldn't be manipulative. I'm saying it shouldn't. Sometimes, you know,
Blue.
Yes, but and sometimes like you can be like, well, shouldn't I manipulate people into it if they don't know, you know, like I don't know. So dark blue, the benefit, or light blue?
The communication in the right way.
Communication of aligned communication of the benefits, okay?
Yeah, like you mentioned about the marketing or projecting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can we do this one, the benefits?
Yeah, royal blue. Yeah.
Royal blue. Okay, so the benefits of the service or the product that need to be communicated so that others have an idea at all. And then let's go to next. We have the soul client. So there will be people who will not get it. Okay, so my work, I often get people who are like, so what am I? They ask me, what am I supposed to feel? And I don't know often like what to tell them to that. Like, well, you know, like for me it's clear, but it's not for them. So there's like a different level of perceiving or of consciousness, right? So what should we take for soul clients? Soul clients are people that can hear us, that need our service, and it's not everyone. It's not everyone.
And they understand.
Yeah, they understand. So soul clients, should we take this one, lavender?
Yeah.
Soul clients, okay. Let's do soul clients. I actually feel them very close here. the soul clients, and then well, I think we should also take representative for those who do not get it, because I think that's what often triggers us. So I think it would be good to have their perspective. Like, so we have our soul clients and we have the clients, you know, who will do all kind of stuff, give us bad reviews, feel they were mistreated, they didn't get a good customer service, they didn't get it, like you promised them something and then you didn't deliver, you know. So
The critique.
even when you feel like you were in a perfect alignment, so there will be clients who do not resonate, and so we are not God, we can't help everyone. So which color was it? Which color?
Maybe maybe the same color but in a darker shade if you have.
Okay. So these are the ones, okay, perfect. So these are the ones who do not get it. Like, let's say, like potential clients who do not get it. And
In fact, I'm already feeling them turned away.
what?
I'm already feeling them turned away.
Yeah, they may be looking the other way, but for some reason
Yeah.
they're still close. And then we have the new path, right? The new path that we wanted to step into, which will be here in the front. So this new paradigm that we are moving into, so we want to explore how is that going to be, what does it take, or how does it look like? And then we will have money, because it's still part of where we are at, this paradigm.
Yeah, green is fine. The exchange in current format.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. And then
The exchange in the new paradigm probably should be another thing. I don't know. Was that the yellow one?
the new paradigm is white already. That's the new
Okay.
paradigm. So then we just need the old paradigm. So let's just do gray, or this one. This gray is, you know, the old paradigm we are moving from. So that is actually already here, and we are here, and we are trying to move to here. So maybe this could be, well, maybe it's already outside. I will see when I start doing it. And then the trust in life, like trust in our own existence. I think that was an important aspect that Arina also mentioned. The trust, so I would like to use this one for it. The trust in our own existence and that we matter, right?
And should we add ourselves also?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So this is the trust in our own existence. I see it on top of this, which was the benefits, right? So that's where I see it.
No, the blue one was the communication, I think, and the light blue, the turquoise one is the inner value.
Well, yes, but this was like communication of the benefits, like
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's the benefits and communication of them. But the trust is also there for some reason. On top of it, I don't know what that means yet. And then us. Okay. So us, would you like the pink? Or red or blue or orange, yellow?
Baby pink?
Pink or red, yes.
Yeah, pink is good.
Let's
Yeah.
do pink. I like this pink today. Okay, so pink. So we are actually here in midst of all of that. So no wonder it took us 2 hours just to come up with the setup. Okay, so Arina, since you came up with this, I would like you to state the intention for the whole group today. That would be awesome.
Oh. Wow, I'm getting lost. I'm sorry. It's so much going on.
Yeah, just was like a very intense week, and I'm just like, I knew that it was culminating into this constellation too. So we are in it together, dear.
Perhaps we do it together. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So I think the intention is about really getting more understanding and insights how it is to stand in our own value while the paradigm is still shifting, and we can already see glimpses of some healers, you know, some inventors, or like some business people, they stand in it, like the one that hugs people, you know, and charges $80 for hugging someone.
Klara,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
why don't you just say align ourselves for success? Because success can be many different things to many different people. And
yeah, but while we also, because for Arena it was really important to also explore the whole dynamics, that's what kind of understood. But yes, align with ourselves. In a way, we want to move there, right? So we want
right.
to move where the exchange is happening freely.
Right.
There is no like need to any manipulation, any like feeling I'm not seen. That's where we want to be. We want to have businesses that are aligned internally, but also with the external, with the society outside.
So
right now we are just going through this internal, right? But it's not showing externally yet, and it's kind of challenging to move through that. Mm-hmm.
If you say align for great success, align can be beyond internal, it can be external, it can be all the elements, and great success can be pull in what each individual's spirit wants for them to be great success.
Okay.
Because it's different things to different people.
Yes, but focused on conscious people, okay?
Right. No, I'm talking about the people that are current. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the conscious entrepreneurs. Who are right here. Mm-hmm. That you know, the intention and the prayer is to align them for great success.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Yes, thank you.
That's just my
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes. Arena, how do you like it?
It feels good. Yes, it feels good. And for me, great success definitely includes owning and fully standing in my value.
Yes. Very good. Okay, so let's start. Woo-hoo. Thank you, everyone. So I'm standing on this one. And right away I pick up this here, which is, this was our soul's clients, right? Or what was it? Or what was it?
Soul clients.
Soul clients, right? So these are our soul clients that we love. And so then we step, so if this is us, I want to step into that, knowing the internal value, knowing our value, who we are. So we are standing in that, in this knowing, and we are holding our soul's clients. And in a way, I am able to see the old paradigm a little bit. It's really just like a small shadow, and I can see the new paradigm. a little bit brighter. And then I see this here a little bit, whatever that is. Oh, that's our service or product. I see that, but then I don't see anything behind me. And then I know that somebody is standing here, but I don't really see them. So that would be the clients who do not see who are not at the same frequency, and they don't really like benefit or see the value. And it's kind of funny that I know that they are here, but I'm saying also I don't see them, right? So there's some kind of blind spot that I have. So I put the clients on the known value, like knowing, the internal knowing of the value. So I put them there. I leave it here for a moment, and I'm going to the clients who do not resonate and who don't see the value, but I couldn't see them either, even though they're so close. And when I stand here, so this is interesting, because when I stand here, they want to pick all this up and put it on top of this, which this was communicating benefits, right? Like,
Yeah, right.
And then the pink was the trust, right?
Yes.
Trusting to stand in the value. Okay. So it's interesting that actually someone who supposedly doesn't know our value, it doesn't resonate with it, it doesn't get anything, they grab us and are like, go there. It's kind of like, go there, communicate the benefits and trust and stand in your value. You know, it's kind of interesting that that's the person, you know, the clients actually who are the ones that I was saying, like, they're the ones that will say you didn't provide a good service and you know, they didn't feel anything and they have no clue what the heck you are doing. So they grabbed it all and put it on there, like trust and communicate the benefits. Okay, there we go. So right now, this white one, which is this new path, the new way, the new paradigm that we are all moving to, is picking up this one, which was the products and the services. And it's actually moving with it. It's interesting. It also picks up the money and it puts it over here. Can you see over here? Yeah.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay, I can put a little bit closer. So they put this money ahead here. They pick up the benefits and they go, no, this is not benefits, this is the services and products. And they put the services and products on top of the money. Actually, it's the other way around. They put the benefits and products, and they put money on top of that. Benefits and products, what am I saying? Services and products, and they put money on top of that. Then now I'm putting this actually on top of these people who did not resonate. And when I do that, then these things spread. The people who do not resonate. This is the communication of the benefits, marketing. Explanation. Then we have this one, us standing on that. This here. This here. This here. I don't know why the shapes lately are becoming very important, how these things are put together. This is the old paradigm. He wants to be underneath the purple here. What was the purple? Oh, that's the clients, that's our soul clients. So the old paradigm is underneath our soul clients right now. So which means old paradigm, we were talking about comparison, competition, manipulation, making things like glitter more and like being like wonderful package, but then not necessarily delivering. So they are standing on top of that. This is knowing, this is us. This is the benefits, communicating of the benefits. And this is the trust. And now I'm going to, so this is the knowing, and this is us, or me, us. And now I'm going to stand on those who do not resonate and don't get it. Could be just a symbolism, not resonating, not getting it, right? So right now it's like us, like our internal value, not resonating, not knowing it, not going like, what should I feel? And so now I'm looking the other direction, right? And I'm aware a little bit of whatever is like right there. Okay, so I'm aware a little bit of the soul clients who are in the old paradigm. So now I'm going to look at them. And when I look at them, I don't really see them. I start like right away seeing all this. So then they are standing behind me. So these are all the things, like when you look at it, like, oh, does it even work? Or does it keep working? Like it's this machine, like get up, do something, move, go, deliver, you know, say hello to someone who is doing their job. Like, oh, you guys see like a postman now passing, and the cars, and there's the store, there's someone cleaning or fixing the road, like everything is like, seems like it's working, the machine is working. And it just seems so busy and so noisy and just like, oh my God, like everyone is doing their own thing, like there's no connection. Like those guys fixing the road, you don't, you know, like you don't connect with them. You just ignore them, let them do their thing. You see the mailman, you don't know their name, even though they come by often. You see them, you have seen them passing many, many times, but you don't know what they are dealing with. And then like, okay, let's like kind of like trying to remember, like, what is it that I'm supposed to do today? Oh my gosh, like there is this to-do list. Okay, I have to go to the post office, I have to take care of some bills, I have to make some calls. Like, I wish I could do some cleaning, clean my house, and then, okay, Saturday is coming, but I have some work still. What are all these? Oh, people called me to go to some family function, like, oh, it has to be done, and I'm just kind of like busy, not really even aware, like, who am I, like, what am I supposed to do here? So then whenever like that was enough, like I need to take time just to be completely quiet and just to be with myself. To go again to this like knowing who I am. And remembering like who am I supposed to be? Like, why did I come here? It's obviously not the postman, it's not fixing the road, but it seems like they are in their purpose. and they are exactly where they are supposed to be. The road needs to be fixed, the mail needs to be delivered. So what is it that I need to be doing? And then I turn around and then I look at my soul clients. And then I go like, oh, if I'm standing on this, like, remember, like, those are the people who don't get us. So that was like so confusing. I have to actually remove myself from them. Otherwise, I'm totally confused and totally disconnected from who I am and what I'm supposed to do. So now I figured it out, like, oh my gosh, like, I need to remove myself and being quiet and then start looking at the people that I am supposed to help. Like, this is like completely like makes me spin, right? So then I put oh, but now they go under the benefits and the trust. So now they're here. Oof, so this feels better. So it's actually the pink one that goes to feel them. Oh, and then this actually goes on here, this internal knowing. It's almost like the internal knowing is over there. Already in the new way of being. So it's kind of like throwing your head over the fence, right? Like, oof, like it's there. Okay, I'm throwing my head over the fence, and so then I just throw it there. I know it's there. I know it's happening, and many have been there. I actually see, like, there is money over there. There are people who are selling their services, and getting money. Like, there is service product money exchange happening over there. But I first need to jump over the fence, throw my head in there, and leave this here. So I do that, and then first I look at my soul clients. It's a very strong connection here, but now I need my trust. I need the trust, and I'm putting the trust on them. I want them to trust, right, in a way. So I'm kind of like projecting, like, they have to trust, right? Even though we set it up as our internal trust, I'm seeing it outside first. I'm kind of like projecting it, like, they have to trust me. So there's products and services and money and our soul clients, and I want them to trust me, okay? But now I see that I need this. And I think that the exchange really that needs to happen here is that I am communicating the benefits. So again, like, it comes to ways to communicate the benefits. Now, not necessarily how I do it, but I need to find ways to communicate the benefits of my services and my products. And when I do that, that's actually what I am exchanging here. I am giving this to my soul clients. They take that. And what I get is trust. So first I'm getting trust. So I communicated benefits and I gain trust in myself, in my value. So I do that. So then we put these benefits to the side, and now I am able to hug my clients, and it's like I'm hugging my clients. Oh, this is interesting. So I'm hugging my clients. They come with money, but I give money to the old paradigm. And then I take my services and products. So now I'm hugging my soul clients. I'm taking my service and my products. And I'm also taking I'm also picking up the benefits and communicating benefits. And when I do that, now I put my services and my soul clients, I put them over here. So into the old paradigm. Then I come again, I go back here. So communicating benefits, I'm hugging the clients that do not get what I do. They do not resonate, but I'm hugging them. And when I do that, I turn around this way. Oh, this is so interesting. We are going backwards instead of forward. Now is it just this one? So here's the old paradigm. And here's the new paradigm. And new paradigm merges. So new paradigm came to merge with the old paradigm now. They merge. Next is trust. I go to the communication of the benefits, marketing, right? I can feel the resistance. So I feel like a tension in my jaws and clenching of my teeth. Yeah, all my teeth started hurting. Even though I'm not clenching them, but there's like a lot of tension because I had resistance. I had resistance to communicating the benefits. Because like something about that is just, so now I'm getting emotional for the first time here. Like I was promised, or I was told so many times something before. And got disappointed that I have a huge resistance to go there. Because that would mean if I do that, I think what it means a little bit is that these things, like all those things that didn't work out in the past, were said that they would work out, but they didn't. If I kind of assume that position as well, I'm going to be swallowed, and I will use my identity. I will use who I am, and my individual gift. Like I will be now one with all those marketing programs, or all those, like I will be part of the machine that is constantly selling something and not delivering, and I will be annihilated in the sea of lack of integrity and false or empty promise, and it's almost like I will drown in it, and I will never be found again for who I really am. So there goes my trust, right? So now I'm crying for the first time here. And the reason why I'm crying is, so I'm standing on the new paradigm now again. And then this is the old paradigm is now here. And it's just like so many false empty promises that I experience, that are still part of our world. And the benefits, right? And I'm standing here, and so I'm in the new paradigm, but I feel I'm going to be annihilated in the old paradigm if I do that. So it's like completely losing who you are, like you just become part of the machine. And I don't know if I ever will be able to climb out of it again if I allow that. I think I will drown in it. And you see that I still don't have money here, right? I only have my inner knowing of my value. I have myself, and I have the new paradigm. But I still don't have money. I don't have clients, and and I don't have trust. don't know if you can see it. I'm just like huge tears are coming down my cheeks. Are you guys able to see me there? So what's coming out is, it feels like when I do work between lives, just before you have to jump into life, I experienced in those in between lives constellations before that, you know, just before you kind of like jump to be incarnated, it's not always something like very joyful and exciting. Like there is inner knowing, there is your light, right? There's you, and there is the inner knowing of who you are, and there is also the paradigm where things are easy and everything like everything is in flow, because it's not that dimension, right? And so it's literally like it's as if you were like jumping into a portal that takes you, then, you know, spits you out as a baby on the other side, where you are like depending on others. So it's that old paradigm, if however it works, like machine-like competition, expectations, broken promises, and you have to trust it, right? And everyone is just telling you, just trust it, right? That's life. And then you have those who don't resonate with you, they're in there too. So it's like this kind of like represents life. There is money as well, and there you will have to do something, produce something or provide something. And then there is there will be your soul people. Oh, this is interesting. Oh. So there will be the soul people, or your soul family. The challenge is really to find them in that chaos and and distractions and projections and expectations and machinery. It's like find Waldo or find a needle in a haystack. And it's really that why I'm going down there into life, is to connect with them, to find them in the haystack. And this is not about rescuing anyone or heroic world work or anything. It's purely attraction, really. It's like, it's the heart's longing and energy attraction, and that's all that matters, really. And is that what I do not have? There's no true ability to say no to that, because it's such a longing. Like everything else, all these other elements, I can say no temporarily, or I can say no all the time, actually. But the purple one, the soul's clients, or the soulmates, or the soul family, or it's the same energy that you are going to connect with, if you like it or not, actually. What I'm seeing is like when you mix water and oil, I think that they separate, right? And the molecules of the oil, I believe, or that's how I see it, I hope it's correct, they connect into like one big oily, like a oily, what do you call it? I don't know the name, like oily blob, right? So it's like I'm the oil, they're the oil. Like as soon as we come together, we will connect and form a bigger, like a bigger structure, which I'm calling the oily blob. Like it connects and it stays connected. It's not a very conscious process, though. And it doesn't really matter how you show up at the end, because it's going to happen as no matter what. Like it's really like the oil molecules are going to connect to a bigger structure. If you leave them together, they will not keep. Like you would have to mix water and oil for the molecules to spread, but then if you leave it, it will go up to the surface of the water, and the molecules will connect. So it's really like that. So it doesn't really, it is not that much of effort, and like conscious effort. Really, it's just about jumping in, and the oil will come to the surface. It will like eventually like bubble up to the surface. So I go in. And I don't even have to have my eyes open. It's like going through the portal, like jumping into the portal that will spit you out on the other side, as if you were a baby, but you are not. You are the energy inside a baby. You are the life inside a baby. You are the longing inside a baby. And there it's kind of like they are many babies that have the same kind of essence as you do. So that would be in a way the soul family, which is part of one big soul, right? So I'm just a little part of the one big large soul family that is born in this baby. And so the baby gets some kind of body and some kind of environment and people around, and they're not necessarily a soul family. Like sometimes it seems like maybe there's like one person that is of the soul family, so you kind of get you remember, like something deep inside, you remember who you are and who they are, and you feel the resonance with them. So okay, so now you connected to one already, right? And so now like nobody is around, like I don't know who these people are. It's like crazy land, like all this busy stuff that we don't look at each other. So now this new paradigm starts kind of like bubbling up to the surface, right? So it went up to the surface. So let's say it's here, okay? but it's really here, but I don't have a way to do that. And then I bubble up and go there. Well, this is pretty strong, by the way, like energetically I'm getting chills now, and there's all kind of energetic shifting happening in me. So the new paradigm bubbled up, and we bubbled up with that. Oh. And it's so nice for a while to be here. It's just like a good break. Oh. It's a good rest. My eyes are closed. I just want a little rest from all of that. And I go like, okay, I need to, it's like pulling out some of the luggage. Like, okay, so I arrived. Now I need to go get some of my luggage. Okay, so now I know who I am. I know my value now a little bit more, because this is more amorphous here first. So now I have a little bit more like, okay, I know my value. I know, yeah, I'm aligned. I know who I am. And then I sit with that for a while. Oh, then I go back there like, okay, what else do I need to pull out of there? Oh. What's the next thing I want to pull out? I'm pulling out the old paradigm. No. Okay. So I'm pulling out the old paradigm. Where am I putting it? I'm putting it here. It kind of is like turning the other way. And it's interested about this. I don't know what that is. Could represent another planet or something like that in another world. I don't know. It's interested in that. Okay, so that's old paradigm. And then I'm here. And I actually want to go somewhere else. It's like on the other side of the universe or something like that. Oh, I just want to go somewhere else. Okay, now that I'm here, I want this. This is the trust. And I'm just standing here. It is, I'm wondering, like, is this lonely? But actually it isn't. I wish that someone came over. but I don't feel I have to go. Like once I'm here, I don't feel I have to go anywhere. I'm okay where I'm at. I'm just a little bit like Stella described, like, oh, I make myself pretty every day, no matter what I do, and no matter if someone is going to see me, it's just for me. I do it for myself. It kind of feels like that. I clean myself and made myself pretty. I trust and I know who I am, and I'm in this new paradigm, and I'm just here. That's all. I'm just here. So then, what is coming first is this here. The benefits. And so the benefits, communication of the benefits are looking at me. So it's as if someone would look at me like being in my trust, being in the new paradigm, kind of embracing the new paradigm, being standing in my value, trusting, being in my trust. And someone looks at my trust and my value and all that and starts kind of saying like, I see, I don't know, it's something like, I like the trust and the value. I like the trust. I don't see you necessarily. So it's not that I see the pink and not necessarily the white, but I very much see the dark pink, which is trust. So I like your trust, and I like your knowing of the value. And it's like I would like to experience that. Or like, actually, it's like I would like to feel those benefits. That's what I'm saying. I would like to feel those benefits. And then when I say that, then I am going to stand on it to experience that. And when I experience that, so this is now the communication of the benefits. So now I am embracing the product and the service. So now I'm going to stand on the product and the service. And I have these three. So now, interestingly, like I'm looking more at those that do not believe in me, or like they do not resonate, or they complain, right? They don't get the benefits. I'm looking at them. And then there is money, and then there is our soul family. Let me see it from the other side. It's interesting because this one is not necessarily interested in us and in all of these, but is interested in the white, is interested in the new path. They're interested in the new path, but they do not see us. And somehow they stand on top of us and almost like they cover us. They cover our individuality, our gifts, our trust, our knowing, and our value. But they put the new path. They put themselves on top, and they put the new path on top, and it kind of like the new path involves it, like kind of covers it all. And now you go back here. So now I'm taking the new path, I'm taking us. I'm taking the inner knowing, I'm taking the trust, and I'm taking the services. And I'm taking my soul clients. And I'm looking at the old paradigm. Now the money is here. Or a little bit of resistance of doing this. But it's like taking, which one am I taking of this? I see money and I see the benefits. Oh, I don't want these around now. I'm going to hide these for a while because they are distracting me. I see money and I see benefits, and okay, so I am acknowledging there are benefits in money, and I am acknowledging that there are benefits in what I am doing. And I'm also humbled in front of the old paradigm. Like there was a moment where I actually wanted to bow. I may still later. But what I perceive now is like I am bowing, like I see the benefits of money. I'm bowing to it. And so I take the benefits of money and I provide benefits of who I am and my value. And I offer it to in a way to that old paradigm, but for like to money or for money. Or so it's really just energy. So I'm putting that out and I'm getting money. and then I'm putting my money where the benefits from that old paradigm are, and I'm getting those benefits, and I'm putting my money down. Now I'm putting out my benefits and taking money, and now I have the money and I'm putting it down onto the benefits that are provided by the old paradigm, and then I'm putting it down, and then see, like, this is, I am standing on the new paradigm, okay? The only thing is, like, when those people that are not aligned with me and cannot benefit from my stuff, they're not at the same frequency, or because they are the water and I am oil, they distract me. They distract me, and I don't know, I just don't feel grounded or don't feel so confident. So I need to look away from them or remove myself, something like that. So here are the benefits. And so I'm actually looking at the old paradigm, and I look at the money, and I look at these benefits and communicated benefits, and I want to acknowledge them. I actually want to humble myself. I think that I don't see that there is no, I don't know, I don't feel so judgmental and so haughty, like bigger than that. Like, I feel like, oh, I get it now. I was foolish, kind of like I was stuck up. So that's my lesson here, and I just want to acknowledge it, and I'm willing to take this on now. So that I can have the money and I can provide benefits, but I also can get the benefits that the paradigm provides, so that there can be movement of energy. There can be movement of energy, and that's the way then how I can not be so obsessed with that, trying to run away from it or whatever. Like, I can just leave it alone. It's around me. It's okay. And it has its place, and so do I. And right now, like, having this kind of like energy exchange, it's grounding, and it's bringing peace, and it's bringing also fulfillment, and this more and more I'm able to connect with those other molecules of oil, but without like thinking I have to look in the haystack. Like, that I actually don't have much control over, other than staying chill. And it's like, the longer I can stay standing, the more I can connect with. So it's not in my interest if I do not embrace how things work here, because I'm just like driving myself crazy, and I get tired, and maybe, I get kicked out, like I die or whatever, right? And then have to do it again. Like, the longer I can surrender and stand in my power, stand in my value, do what I love, it feels like it will give me a longer life, or at least like it gives me this possibility to connect with the other molecules of my soul family. But they don't necessarily even have to be my clients. Like, honestly, it's just about standing in who you are long enough so that process will naturally happen and merge and then bubble up, right? So once enough of you merge, it will bubble up. It will go on top of the water. Almost like it ascends, right? And so it's kind of interesting. Like, we will find each other. And for that, like, in a way, you need to be able to keep these people out of your sight and kind of like say no. You need to be able to keep them out of your space. because as long as they are mixing with you, you're mixing oil and water, and so then oil cannot connect. So you have to somehow know that you are oil. You have to know that you are oil and and ignore the water, or like stand in the value of being oil and that you don't mix. The longer you can do it, the more molecules of oil that are your own soul family will be able to naturally, organically connect to you. Your job is to stand long enough for that to happen. And so just knowing that now, I don't need to like push these people away, but it's just like the internal knowing now allows me to allow me to connect with the oil while I am like all like mixed up as little molecules in the water. And then it's interesting that the water is kind of like coming now into a supportive role here. This is literally like supporting the oil to come together. It's facilitating it. And then this comes here too, the old paradigm stuff. Oh my God. So what we call old paradigm is also the facilitator. It's like the structure. It's like it's the cup. The old paradigm is the cup, while the people that do not resonate with our stuff or with who you are, do not see it, are the water. And we are the oil. So then I'm willing to embrace the system, embrace the cup, and also to embrace the water or the environment where this is happening. Willing to embrace money, willing to embrace the marketing, and willing to embrace the new paradigm and life. So, because this was for a while kind of like representing life too. And the beauty about that is when I do that, we will be together again. And that's where I want to cry again. When I'm able to do all this, embrace it all, it will facilitate the coming together again with the molecules of oil or the soul family. So then I flip it like this. And then I will be able to, it's like then it's done and I'm complete and I can walk away from it all. I don't know why that is important, because usually I stay with everything integrated, but now it's like, and then I'm completely done, and it's almost like this soul that comes out of it all and walks away as if done, you know? And then there's like complete lightness here and joy, and like there's none of those worries and going through anymore here. So it's like we have to connect the molecules of oil. It's like a one big family, oil family, oil family, soul family. And when that happens, like something gets complete. And then like a lighter soul kind of like comes out of that and leaves it all behind, and then it goes into another, like this is, I don't know, it's just so, it's lighter, like it's faster, it's lighter, it's cleaner, it's higher frequency. Still the oil and water kind of were heavier and slower, like this is higher frequency. And here it's kind of like interesting because like the knowing that one is one with everyone, but that one also has a little essence, and the all, like the interaction is much lighter. And everything is like happening in an instant. So it seems like this kind of like slows time and slows the process, and it just gives like more density, and one has to kind of like move through it with more energy output. But then it feels like something is then done, and you can completely walk away from it. And then everything is instant. Just as fast as you can fire thoughts, you fire experiences at a high level of joy and fun and love. Like it's very celebratory. It's very, just high frequency over there and joyful. So I think that's the constellation today. Anyone there yet? Or still? Oh. So that was different. Okay, who would like to speak? What were your experiences throughout? What was coming up to you? Or someone was saying, Janine, I re-experienced my conception and the birth and cried in the birth canal at the knowing this dimension would cut me off to a great degree from heaven. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Klara, this is Janine. A couple of comments, and that experience happened a long time ago, but so I was like, wow, that's what I was feeling when I relived that. But I love the oil and water analogy, because if you put them in a jar and you mix it up, it emulsifies for a little bit until it separates again. And I was thinking about y'all and your businesses, and I thought, they are seekers that come to you. They are seeking the new paradigm. You just might not be the path for them. Mm-hmm. So it's not a judgment. You know, it's just bless them, love them, and when they move on, they leave a space for your aligned customers to come in, and they are seeking where they are aligned. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I saw was in honoring the old paradigm, I saw this big old oak tree, and like y'all, including me, are little acorns. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but you're so young. You're pushing up in the dirt, and the old oak tree is protecting you, which is the old paradigm. But you're gonna grow, and you're gonna become a very large oak tree, and it's gonna die off, and you will be the new oak tree. And I was like, yeah, instead of cursing the existing paradigm, bless it for what it does provide and work within it as you know you're going to ultimately replace it.
Yeah, the container.
You are. So anyway, just for what it's worth, that's what I saw.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next? Anyone ready? Arina?
Oh, it's not easy to speak after Janine's words. Well, there's a lot I could share. I can say that it's been the most challenging call for me. And as you started the constellation, I realized the whole 2-hour preparation, it took so much of my energy, and I completely lost the connection at the beginning. I couldn't connect to what was happening, to what you were doing. Like, I was not feeling it until a certain point. And I realized the way I saw it is that what was happening before you started the actual constellation is that there was this struggle about still being kind of stuck with the old but trying to find the new, and a lot of mental processes happening. And I think this is what got me disconnected. I felt eventually we got maybe in too many details, trying to really figure out and make a complete picture, and it got really mental, and I couldn't feel the heart anymore in this somehow. And then I just kept asking for realignment and getting still the best out of it. And then there was a point when you sat down and you were looking at the soul clients, and then somehow something shifted, and I could start to wow, yeah, I'm processing a lot of it at the moment. What really resonates with me is the story of connecting to the soul family. I have the experience of this, I can say already, in my life, of this process, of this search, and actually finding some people, and then the pain also, or the difficulty that the separation brings also, because then each one of us, we have to follow our own path, and we cannot really live together, we cannot stay together, but I trust that each one is on the right do, and I can feel them, I can how we are in parallel co-creating. And then at the end, what you were describing, for me, it truly was the process of ascension. And actually, the word mission was coming to me, and completing this mission of actually contributing to this process of ascension, and then lightening up and being able to be released again back into the source, or whatever or to the family where you came from. It also definitely resonates with me, the embracing and the honoring of the old paradigm. More and more I realize that this is the way also for me, and to find really deep gratitude for what it provides, and open up actually to receive from it, because I feel some resistance still to be receiving from it. In particular, in terms of money, actually, not allowing it to come. So these are some of the things I would like to share.
Remember, there was the fear that we would just get completely swallowed and lose being oil somehow, it would become water, kind of like losing our individual mission, or or function or something like that. Yeah, there was a huge resistance. And I was speaking about the teeth, you know, like I don't want to jump. I don't want to go there. Oh my goodness.
And this is
you're breaking a little bit. Can you repeat?
something I'm saying this this has been a process for me to release the jaw also over the years. It's and connect to it. Yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you. All right, who would like to go next? Anne, would you like to speak? So good to see you. Oh, I don't hear you. It's not mute, but I don't hear you. Sometimes you need to switch the system. Thing is maybe because you have the what is that called? The here, yeah. Maybe if you unplug your thing, if you unplug it from the computer. No. Like sometimes you have to switch, like when you on the left where there is the mute button, there is like a little arrow that lets you switch between the audio and audio systems or microphone systems, and then you have to switch between them. It says, it gives you some options like microphone array or same as a system, and then you just switch between those and try if that works. It's okay, maybe someone else can speak while you are doing it until you speak, okay? Until we hear you. So just try to play with that. So there's that arrow, and there are like different ways, different options you can switch between, and then we can hear you. But I think you maybe need to unplug. Did you pull out your thing? Okay. Okay, someone else would like to speak until Anne finds out how to speak. Stella, did you want to speak? Stella, yeah.
Yeah, I can really relate to what you said, Irina. The 2 hours before the constellation started became unbearable for me. So I had to like just mute everything and go and write my my coming out as a mystic that I'm going to publish on Instagram. Because I really had to like refocus on something that that meant something to my core, because it was, you said it very well, Irina, that it became so mental that my brain was just like and my sister said I need to be here, so I had to go somewhere where I could do something that kept me here, because when I went up here I became completely uninterested. So it was not really until the constellation started, because I was going in and out to see, like, are they still they're still talking, okay, don't even go there. So also when you were like getting the colors, it was like I felt nothing. It was, yeah. So, but then when we got into the work, I did have all kinds of experiences, and I could also feel it. I don't have so much of this jaw thing, but I could, before you were talking about it, I could feel something here. I was like, what is this? And that's one of the things that I love about this work, is that it's just so, it evokes things. And I choked up somewhere, and I don't know exactly what that was about, but it's, and how yawning and this thing, I can really feel when my body starts to like interact, then I know, then I just trust, then I just let it be there. Yeah, so I really feel that I have to like re-listen to this, and I'm gonna skip the primaries and jump right into the constellation from the beginning. Yeah. So, yeah. But as always, the constellations are always very, very important. And
Because they're the field, right? So
yes. What?
they're the field. Like the more we try to figure it out, it's just not.
Yeah. And I remember there was some other constellation where sort of felt the same thing, that it was like trying to get everything in place and like just throw it in and then just trust that what's going to be there will be there. It's there already.
Yeah, because that's the pressure. Like, oh, we want success, you know, we want all the problems go out of the way. So we kind of like,
yeah. So
I do it best, you know.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, and then
some people, a lot of stuff, but
yeah, and then some people.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Great.
For your work in general, for what you do for the world, what you do for us, and how we are all part of this oil.
Yeah,
I really like the
oil. We are the oil.
We are all the oil, which is beautiful.
They're amazing.
Wow. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. It's funny. So sometimes, you know, people like get desperate also during constellations, and they want to like have them work, right? Because there are times I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this is going to make sense. You know, we speak oil and water, you know. So I'm in it like, okay, but that's what is, right? And so often people will come up with shortcuts, and they're like, well, let's call in some special angel, you know, and they will save us. And they try to manipulate the constellation, you know. So yeah, the brains, the wonderful minds.
Yeah. No, I really have such great trust in the work you do. I mean, because I've seen so many, and we have done, I don't know, what is it, 2, 3 private ones? And it's just so, and also for what happened with Christina in that short one with the weaving, which was just like, so yeah, what, you know, if Klara says something in the constellation, that's the way it is. If that is what comes forth, because I really see you as a channel and it comes forth through you, and I experience you as a very open and uncluttered channel. Because
once we get to it out of it. Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, Anne is not speaking, not able to speak. And like next time we are going to test it before.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. See, what happened was my computer went out, so I went on my iPod, and I couldn't get it to work on my iPod. But now we got the computer to work again.
Okay, awesome. So can you, you can share now with us. So what was coming up for you?
Well, when you, the part when you felt really emotional the first time about the soul family, that was very emotional and deep for me. And then when you talked to the part about those who do not value us, and it was like this shocking insight that that's what the block is, that they're not, that I'm allowing that to be a block, that they're not seeing me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, and realizing that I shouldn't be directing my attention to those who don't see me, but rather to the soul family, as it seemed like you were before I went out, my computer went out, it seemed like that was where it was going to stay rooted in our soul family. And it was so touching about the whole idea of finding our soul family.
Mm-hmm. And even that was not such a conscious process. Like it was just like, just stay standing long enough for that to happen. It was so interesting because at first it was like, oh, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, right?
Yeah.
But then the field was really communicated, just make sure you keep standing long enough. And it also wasn't about like rescuing our soul family, you know? So for a moment, like I heard like, okay, you need to clarify that it's not about rescuing or saving anyone. It's just like, just stay standing long enough and true to yourself, stand in that, and then you will be connected. It was, I'm going to rewatch too, because it was, there were many instances that sound like so simple, you know, like they sound so so simple, like oil and water. What don't you get about it, right? It could be a joke now for the group, like, oh, what don't you get about it? Oil and water, right? But when I'm going through it, I was just like, I didn't know. I don't know. It's more profound than all the, like much more profound. Okay. Yeah. And much more profound that I'm getting at this time. I think like when I rewatch it, I will get it even on a deeper level. How oil and water are so significant and it's just so complex. So pretty interesting. Yeah. Thank you.
It kind of occurred to me too that I've been thinking of people who don't see the value, and maybe there's an element of feeling like I want to rescue them because I can see a lot of times they have need.
Yes.
And I know that I feel like I could help them.
Yes.
So that's something I felt like kind of came up for me during that maybe I have to stand back from that rescue archetype.
Yes, and then, but also like, remember when they facilitated, like right away at the beginning, they said, just, you know, like you need to speak about benefits. It's not about you, speak about benefits. So I take that like, okay, that's a fair challenge, you know, so they do not resonate with us. So at least like communicate the benefits. So they definitely facilitated several times, even though like we think they don't resonate, they don't want us, they don't see us, you know, but they were an important part of the whole process. So they showed up a few times. So next time when I'm going to look like, okay, how did they always show up, you know, to actually be helpful and facilitating something. Yeah. But I had to hide them for a while too, because it was just like, okay, I need a break from you because otherwise I can't really feel who I am anymore. I'm getting confused. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
That was a good insight about them. They're not seeing us makes us our own confidence in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Anne. Who else would like to speak? Simone, Mehar, Sari, anyone, or are we complete for today?
I would just like to thank you for this beautiful, very intense session. I know there are mixed feelings about the initial 2 hours. Yes, it went a lot into mental, but I think it was important to understand all the aspects of this whole group, you know, because it was a huge constellation. It was not like a small one.
And as I was saying, it was kind of like preparing for a week, like this whole week. I think it has already like getting, like the mix was happening the whole week. So now that absolutely, you know, like whatever happens, it's always part of the whole thing, you know. So yes.
Yes. And I was also kind of, I was very much wide awake when you started the constellation, went through half of it, and I went into a trance. And I thought, like I normally am very aware whatever is happening, but this time I was like, I slept a part of it. Uh, I remember you talking about the trust and the old and the new paradigms with Jean and other people have mentioned so beautifully. So I'm not going to repeat that, but that oil and water, everything has been spoken about, but it was like it was. I've written you a message there. I'm still processing it, and I just became more aware towards the end of it again when you just went towards light, and when you cried, I was like that whole portion made me too emotional. So I mean, just sending you a lot of love. It was beautiful. I am going to watch it again in any case because I think I missed a part of it, but I went into trance. This was powerful. Today was very deep, profound, and powerful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up for this, because it wouldn't be what it was without everyone putting their intentions, energy, and presence to it. So I think we are the oil. We
Yeah.
appreciate you all for that. Anyone
you.
else? Anyone
Yeah,
else?
just thank you.
Yes.
My computer was just going berserk. I'm going from laptop to iPhone. I'm like, what is happening? I had to come in and out. But
Yeah.
it was intense, like Sari said, and everybody spoke actually what I felt, and I think we are coming as a group, as a family, and connecting. It's really powerful, and you're amazing that you're bringing this to us, an awareness that wasn't a conscious but was just sitting there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do it. It started happening when the group got together.
Yeah. So it's the group, and then you leading us the right way. So
I'm
thank
just
you.
letting it happen. Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful.
Thank you.
And I wanted to add, actually, just to add, Maya in I think she is she in Serbia, I think.
Oh.
So I would like to add her. She wrote that all her her phone didn't work, then her computer didn't work, then other computer, so she wanted to be here today as well. And so the electronic interference was happening with her as well. So I just want to include her this way.
Yeah, I had to call AT&T to come and fix my. So he's coming at 3:00. It was that crazy. I was like, no, I want it done.
And the funny thing, I don't know if you were here when I was sharing at the beginning, I came late on the call today because I almost transed out already in the shower today.
Wow.
So my boyfriend, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I have to go on the call. I was preparing for the call. So my boyfriend is like, what? Like, you literally jumped in the shower just 10 minutes ago and you forgot? So I was totally already being taken.
Yes. You're amazing.
So yeah, wonderful. Appreciate you all, and also all those who came at the beginning and then couldn't stay for so many hours. I hope that the recording is not as long and you can rewatch it and benefit. And yeah, let's put it out there for everyone.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to conclude this. And yeah, if you have good topics just like this, just let me know, and we can do one next week again. Next week will be Friday again. So I think I will put it out there. If we have more people in the morning, we will do morning. If we have more in the evening, we will do evening, because some people work and cannot partake, and then we have to miss Stella. So trying to accommodate as many as I can. Love you all. Bye-bye. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.